we are recording at this point, and Tom should be joining us sometime here soon. Okay, so I guess we'll do our usual intro. Welcome to what would this be? This is going to be video 119. Yeah, because I just posted 118 just a couple of moments ago. So I hope this is 119. But this is actually the first Prostate Cancer Warriors virtual lunch. And you recognize the usual cast of characters here. We got Jack out in Arizona, and we got Indio down in Florida. There's Brian in Poop Shed? No.
What? Poop Shed.
Crap room.
More Park. There you go.
Moore Park, California.
Yeah,
you can
how
say
did I
Thousand
make
Oaks.
a poop shed out of that? I don't know.
If it helps, you can just say Thousand Oaks.
Thousand Oaks. Okay, I might be able to.
I'm familiar with that one. Yeah,
I might be able to remember that. Oh, cool. We got two more guys coming in here. Hang on. I got okay. There's Steve, and then I got somebody coming in on a phone. And all right, let's see who's on the phone number. Might be quick to cut that one off because I don't know who that is. Okay, Steven.
Hello.
There it is. It's nice to have you here. We just started recording. Just want to make sure you're okay with being recorded and played back on YouTube.
Well, yes, I am. I'm all over YouTube.
Oh, are you really? I'm going to have to look
in
for
so
you.
many popular ways.
All right. And I got a 949 number down there that's calling in on the phone. Who is that?
It's me, Chef.
Oh, Chef, what's up? Oh, that is so cool. All right. The guy on the phone number, you guys have actually seen in one of my videos before.
He's the one you had lunch with.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
Chef. He was the very first guy to come and visit me
Cool.
after I was diagnosed with cancer when I got home. He came and brought
yeah,
lunch.
I remember him.
Yep. And
Cool.
yeah, one of the finest human beings on the face of the planet. So
I'm a sandwich guy.
Tom says
He
I'm
likes
here.
me good sandwiches.
Hey,
I
Chef.
went and got a big old beef sandwich in your honor, just so you know.
nice. Nice.
I got a chicken salad.
Oh, sweet. I'll
What-
tell you what,
what
Chef,
was?
one of the fondest memories I have is gosh, I forget what car show it is. I think we were at Irwindale and you had made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and the food trucks didn't come through and you were nice enough to share those PB&Js with us, and that was like the best sandwich I think I'd ever tasted.
Yeah, especially when
I
you're
love
hungry.
Rundale, by the way.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, good times, man. You
Okay,
need some good food.
I'm checking with Tom.
He said he's here, but he has no link. So I'm trying to find it to email it to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Is this voice only?
I had trouble trying to get on, but
I just emailed it to him, but I don't know if there are unique links. Is that going to be my link when he tries to use it?
No, it shouldn't be.
Okay.
it might be.
Yeah, now he's texting on the conversation. Just
Let me copy link. I can try this.
no, he's talking about your camper. Okay. You know what I can do? Hang on a second. There's a way I can invite him right now.
I just
I
sent it
just
to
gotta
him.
stand up.
By the time he gets on, my lunch will be over.
Stop eating.
Mine's
Okay.
gone. I ate already.
Let me just grab him. This
You
will
know-
only take me a
you know what
second, Indio.
Hey, Mark, I just emailed him the invite link from the Zoom meeting little badge up top.
Yeah.
You click on that and hit copy link, and that's an invite. And I just sent it to him.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I just sent him the same thing, so he should be covered.
Hope he doesn't join twice.
Steven Domowski, where are you from? Where are you from?
Yeah, I just figured out how to
Oh.
speak on here. I'm in Huntington Beach.
Oh, I used to live in Huntington Beach before I moved to Prescott, Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
I lived
Okay.
in Fountain Valley.
Oh,
He
Stephen.
made the better move.
Gotcha. Okay, so Stephen, I saw you on Facebook, but I thought it was a different last name, so that confused me. But we're good. Whereabouts in Huntington Beach do you live?
I'm right by Huntington Beach High School downtown.
Oh, cool. Do you have a habit of leaving your back door unlocked?
Mark, I think you have to let Tom in.
Oh, he's here. Sorry.
Squirrel.
I
Exactly.
I don't see the ability to do that on my end. I thought
Okay, there
I
he
would.
goes. There he goes. Okay. All right. So I think everybody that says they were going to be here are here. That's awesome.
Hey, Tom,
Fantastic.
you're muted, Tom.
How would you know?
I can see the little mute.
Yeah.
His lips move.
Okay. All right. Just real quick. I'm sure everybody that's here has been doing a Zoom call before. Just remember, if there's noise in the background, go ahead and mute your microphone. Makes it a little easier for everybody else to hear. I'm not sure what I'm hearing right now, if it's radio or TV or something in the background, but the quieter it is, the easier it makes it. So I'm just going to go in the order of what's on my screen right now. The cancer crew that's normally on here, you guys probably know our stories because we yak about it all the time. So David, I'm going to start with you. What's your flavor and what have you done to it so far?
I'm a late diagnosis at a young age, so I'm metastatic. I'm in the middle of my second round of chemo right now, and I'm getting some good results on my PSA, so I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic.
What was your PSA when you started out?
11,201.
Oh, man.
Going for high score there, huh, David?
Yeah,
You beat
it's not
me.
a record, but it's just ludicrous. The good news is that Lupron brought that down to 170 in a month, and then
Wow.
in single digits in 2 months. Yeah, what sent me to the doctor in the first place was lower back pain, and
Wow.
it got to the point where ibuprofen wasn't enough anymore. So I went in, and in the exam, the doctor noticed a swollen lymph node just above my collarbone. So we scheduled a CT scan and an ultrasound and a biopsy and drew blood. And by the time the PSA test and the blood result came back, I mean, that was pretty clear what was going on. But we did the biopsy of the lymph node and got confirmation. And then I followed up with a consult with a urologist and an oncologist and moved from there.
Jeez. Wow.
Where are your PSAs now?
The one I did last week, just before my latest chemo, was 0.17.
Congratulations.
That's great.
So
That's
that
great.
was
That's amazing.
that was a very encouraging news. So we'll see how long it stays down there. My original PSA nadir after the first chemotherapy set was 1.5. It took 7 months to double to 3, and that's what started me on the this next round of chemo and additional ADT. I'm on abiraterone daily.
That's what I'm on. I'm on that every day, and with prednisone, and brought mine from 193 to 0 to undetectable in 4 months.
Yep. So the next thing for me is to see after the chemo is done how long the PSA stays down, and once it starts rising again, then it'll be time to start looking at new plans.
How's the chemo been?
It's better and worse. The first time around, it was Taxotere, docetaxel, but my energy and my stamina were a lot higher, so I tolerated it better. The side effects from the cabazitaxel I'm doing now are milder, but my resources are lower. So, for example, the nausea has been a little bit worse. The fatigue was starting out worse, and it's still worse. Hair loss has been a lot less this time. I'm waiting to see how much I keep.
Yeah.
I haven't started to notice a little bit of loss. Okay, here's an odd one for you. Last time around, I lost my nose hairs.
Yep.
And it was annoying to have to blow my nose more often, but it was no big deal. This time around, I lost my nose hairs almost the first thing. And my nose isn't real irritated necessarily. It doesn't feel sore or anything. But when I blow my nose, I get bloody clumps. Oh. So that was an eye-opener.
Yeah.
Doctor's not concerned, so I'm not concerned. So long as I don't have a free-flowing nosebleed, I'm not going to worry about it. But little things like that get your attention.
David, do you use a CPAP machine?
No,
Okay.
never have. I have a family history of snoring, but it's never been anything that has affected me, or at least not yet.
I was going to mention, because I have the same situation that you do with the not having nose hairs. And so I thought it might be because of my CPAP machine, but I get that where you blow your nose and it's a mess. And it's a little frightening at first.
Well, with Taxotere, I lost body hair, and that was no big deal. I lost a nose hair, and that got my attention. I did lose my scalp hair in one big shedding event. It wasn't a gradual thing at all. It was over the course of 3 days.
Just fell off.
Wow.
And that had its own entertainment value, I suppose. But it did grow back, so that was nice. And now I'm curious just to see what happens with the cabazitaxel. I am seeing some loss of the scalp hair already, but it's a lot slower. So I've got two more sessions to go. I should be done with the cabazitaxel in early March. So it's just a matter of holding on till then. The nausea has been the biggest problem, but when ginger isn't enough to help with the nausea, there's a prescription med that I've got called Zofran, which has worked very well. I just don't like to take it very often if I can help it.
Yeah.
I got that when I was in the hospital with a post-prostatectomy ileus, where you know my bowels didn't wake up. I was getting very nauseous, and they gave me that Zofran.
Did it work for you?
No, a little bit. Maybe it took the edge off.
Didn't you switch to prunes or something like that to help out?
Well, for that, yeah, recently, yeah, that was per Jack's advice. That's been great. That was best advice yet.
I don't know if it helps with nausea though.
No,
not the nausea, just the
keep things moving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for me, what's important in treating the nausea was I was taking the Zofran when the nausea was keeping me from getting to sleep. It's not a large number of pills in the prescription, so I'm supporting them a little bit. I don't expect any difficulty when I'm ready for a refill, but I'm trying to not need them on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Nausea sucks. Well, David, thanks for sharing, man.
Thank you, man.
I've definitely got you on my prayer list, and I hope that nausea thing works out for you. That's probably one of the worst things in the world I hate is vomiting. There's a million other things that I would have done to myself before vomiting.
The old joke it goes back to when you're feeling seasick. You know, at first you're afraid you're going to die, and then you're afraid you aren't.
I understand that feeling.
If there's anyone out there who's got chemotherapy on the horizon, I can send you my notes on what my side effects are like and what are the sort of things I did to mitigate them.
I'll tell you, I would appreciate that. I'll find out on Monday if that's going to be my road, because unfortunately my PSA numbers have gone up after the radiation. So we'll find out. Not going to jump the gun on it, but we'll find out what's going to happen.
Yeah, don't jump the gun on it. They may want to look for a trend rather than just a one-off.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. You know, it hit hard yesterday just because I had been hoping so hard that it was just going to stay the same or go lower, and it just wasn't what I was looking for. So that was a real gut punch to see that. And then got amazing support yesterday, and people saying exactly what you're saying, man. You know, he may not want to do anything for another 3 months or another 6 months, but I guess what just creeps into your mind is it spreading while I am waiting? Is it going somewhere else?
Right.
You know, and that's the part that freaks me out and freaks my wife out a lot. We were talking about it last night, and you know, that's what's really bothering her is we're back on that time frame again. And so it is what it is, you know. We'll just
that's what my rising PSA did to me too. It just got me worried, and then I feel every little pain that I have or twitch or anything. I keep, it's spreading. Oh shit, it's so you're worried, and it probably isn't, but that's what goes to your head. You know, you start worrying about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to fight off those thoughts. Just
right.
It's hard not to turn into a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
No joke. Every little ache, man, you're like, hey, is that a cancer ache? You know, or is that a cancer pain? But the sad part is, right now, I feel so much better than I did before radiation. I finally got my rhythm back, and I'm getting my strength back. I mean, there was a point where I could open these little bottles, but I couldn't open the vitamin water bottle. I had to give it to my wife and have her open it just because the muscle loss was so much and the fatigue and everything. So, that kind of pissed me off yesterday too. It's like, wait a minute, I don't feel like I have cancer.
Right.
I don't feel great, but I feel a hell of a lot better than I did, with before I went to radiation. But anyway, so Lee, what's your story?
Well, about a year ago, my PSA started rising. So my urologist wanted me to immediately jump to a biopsy. And I don't know if any of you guys listen to, because when you're faced with a diagnosis like that, it's something you get interested in real quick. And there's the Prostate Cancer Research Institute, Mark Scholes, he's out in California there. And they always put a lot of videos out there. And so, they were saying, a lot of times when your PSA is just, starting to go up, it's not necessarily cancer. And, well, long story short, I got an MRI first. And that came out as PIRADS 2, if any of you are kind of familiar with that, which means maybe not. So at that point, I went ahead and had a biopsy. Came back G6, but it was just a few cores. So decided to just go on active surveillance. Next PSA came out. It went down. Great. Next PSA. Took off like a rocket and went up to 12. Had a second biopsy with a different urologist, only because of really issues with that one particular office trying to get through and get an appointment and everything. So it's just I found a closer one, same practice but different doctor. Had a second biopsy on December 2nd. And that came back, went up to G7, grade 2. So, of course, urologist, recommends surgery. I wasn't so sure about surgery. Long story short, I've opted for going for radiation, although that's still not a definite. And I'm real close, being in Clearwater, Moffitt Cancer is in Tampa. So I went over there and, just got a much better feeling from them. That's something they do every day in, day out. So I'm scheduled for a second MRI on February 20th and then kind of proceed from there. And, hopefully, I'll still be a candidate for radiation. And he wants to do IMRT as opposed to SBRT because he feels that would be a little less toxic. And, I'm hoping that that will, go from there and we'll see what happens. So that should hopefully start sometime in March.
Yeah, I live in St. Pete and I go to the West Coast radiologist in Clearwater off of Enterprise Road. Yep. Dr. Michael Galloway.
Yeah. Yes, I think it's now advanced urology.
Oh yeah, same outfit. Yeah. So they had a good team. The doctor was good. So Moffitt is great. So you live in Clearwater?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll commute over for the session.
Yeah. Although I might be able to do them at Morton Plant, which is a lot closer for me. So, but if he wants me to go to Moffitt, I'll go to Moffitt. So, it's nothing for me to hop on the interstate and get over there. It's about a 40-minute drive.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. Well, it's good to meet a fellow PC. Locally, maybe we'll hook up and meet up for lunch or something.
That sounds great. Yeah, absolutely. So
I need a translation. What's the difference between IMRT and what was the other one with the B?
SBRT.
IMRT is intensity modulated radiotherapy. And the other one is, help me out, guys, static something radiotherapy. Basically, the difference is IMRT is about roughly 40 to 48 sessions, where the SBRT is can be as few as 5 sessions. But it's a much higher dosage of radiation because they're hitting you pretty good. And supposedly they can really, pinpoint the areas that need to be hit. Although that's supposedly about the same. So we'll see where it goes. But my final procedure is going to be determined after the MRI.
Yeah, I'm headed maybe toward radiation. He offered me, and I didn't know the names, but he said there's a high-powered 5-dose one, or there's a lower-powered 40-something dose one.
Right.
Yeah,
it's stereotactic body radiation therapy, and basically it says that it delivers a precise, intense dose of radiation to cancer cells while minimizing damage to healthy tissues. And IRMT is intensity modulated radiation. Advanced type radiation therapy used to treat cancer and non-cancerous tumors, uses advanced technology to manipulate photon and proton beams of radiation to conform to the shape of the tumor.
Yeah,
and I'm going to
Have
find
any
out.
idea what we had?
44.
I don't know. I'm going to find out on. I asked one girl, and she was like, "I'm not sure what ours is, but I'm going to find out on the 11th what kind I had because I just don't know."
I had photon, and it was 44. What did I say, guys? Was it 44 or 43?
I think it was 44.
44.
Yeah.
So I'm actually looking at SBRT.
Okay, so you're going to go. They'll give you less doses.
That's the current discussion we're having.
Yeah.
I only found out on the 6th.
Oh wow. So that is quick.
It is
Wait,
quick
you
and
found out. When did you find out? This month on the 6th?
January 6th.
Wow.
So I'm still dealing with the shock.
Yeah, we're with you, man. We've been there, and it just sucks. That's all I can say. It just sucks.
Yeah. Happy New Year, Steve. Hey, guess what?
Yeah, exactly.
You thought 2020 was bad, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Along comes 2021, and hey, you got cancer. Man.
January is the 13th month of 2020 to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
there you go. Pretty much.
Actually, 2020 for me wasn't bad. I enjoyed 2020. I retired.
Oh, me too.
Congratulations.
Fantastic. All right. Well, let me grab Stephen here real quick from Huntington Beach. And what's your story? When did you find out?
Yeah, Mark, I'm going to have to give you the quick version because my wife has an ophthalmology appointment I have to take her to, so I need to sign off in just a couple minutes. But 2020 was my lucky year. July 8th, all of a sudden I found out my PSA was 52.9. And I didn't even know the scale went that high. So when I'm hearing 11,000, I'm on the floor. But
Well,
So,
the first call from my doctor said, "Hey, it was off the scale." They actually had to retest it and dilute it to get an actual number.
Well, we found our overachiever there.
yeah. But anyway, the day I found out my PSA number, I had a biopsy that very day, and had a long weekend waiting for the call, and finally got it the following Monday. I think I might have been on the golf course when I got the call. 14 out of 14 cores positive, Gleason 10.
Ooh.
So I thought, well, that doesn't sound good. And so I went home and did some research, and I said, yeah, that's not good. So I got started on Casodex for 30 days, Lupron, quarterly Lupron shots, then moved into abiraterone, Zytiga, and prednisone, and I responded really well to it. My within 60 days, my PSA was less than 0.1.
Wow.
So they consider that negligible. And basically he said, if my PSA stays in that range, I'll just be on this hormone therapy the rest of my life, learning to deal with hot flashes and fatigue and, losing muscle strength and having a strange desire to watch Hallmark movies and that kind of thing.
I'm with you, man. I'll watch those with you. Go through a whole box of tissues. We have more tissue boxes in the house now.
Yeah. So that's the short story. There's a lot more that led up to that I can share with you guys on another time.
Good. Look forward to hearing the story on that.
Yeah, it's really great that you guys do this. I look forward to joining in more, and hopefully I can meet you guys in Huntington Beach in person sometime soon.
Oh, definitely. We'll make that happen because Tom is also in Huntington Beach, and Brian's close enough to drive down. So we're about due for a lunch. It looks like the weather right now is not going to allow us, but Governor Newsom did open up the outside dining again, so we've got a little wider choice of places to go now.
Now we can do Italy.
Let me know anytime, and I'll be there. And thanks again for this. I'm going to sign off now, and I'll catch you guys the next time.
Fantastic. Right, thanks for telling us your story. God bless you.
Thanks,
and okay for you.
Nice meeting
you, buddy.
Take care.
Talk to you soon.
Super nice guy.
Yeah. He's that LOH beer, huh?
Yeah, he said he lives downtown by Huntington Beach High School.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that is cool. So we'll have to give him a buzz and we'll go over to eat at Joe's or something. And
that'd be cool. You don't hear of many assholes being diagnosed with prostate cancer. It's always the good guys.
I thought you were making a joke about the asshole.
Yeah, that would have been good. I'm not that quick.
Or Brian, it could be that we were all assholes and we just became nice guys after we got prostate cancer.
Could be.
Hey, I do have to say that honestly, I wasn't a dick before, but I'm a much nicer human being now.
Me too.
Oh goodness.
Just
speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
All right. So Steve Nelson, welcome. And what was going on with you?
Well, like I said, I found out January 6th. So,
yes.
Well, this year.
Oh,
yeah. So I also live in Huntington Beach, up by Westminster Mall.
Oh, do you really? Awesome. Man, there must be something bad about Huntington Beach.
Yeah, because I lived there before I moved to.
And I grew up in Fountain Valley, so maybe there's something around that area.
Oh my God.
It's in the water.
Something in the water. So Steve, you got diagnosed on the 6th. What brought you to that point?
So we've been watching. So I actually went on testosterone therapy because of a low T.
Yeah.
So as part of that, they do PSA checks all the time, which my regular doctor did for me. And it was climbing a little bit, but nothing remarkable. So it was like 2.8 and then 3.2. I wasn't being real good about what they want you to do prior to a PSA test. I had one that was 5. Went to a urologist. They redid it. It was 3.2 or 2.8 again. But out of an abundance of caution, he said, let's just do the biopsy. And I'm an engineer, or was an engineer, so you kind of a little different mental thing. So it's like, yeah, let's find out, it's definitive answers. So they did 12 cores, 5 came back positive. 4 of them were 3+3, so G6. 1 came back 3+4. So from there, it's like, oh shit, I was totally expecting the phone call going like, yeah, everything's great, no problems at all, have a good day. Comes back that way and just, your world collapses.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to deal with that. Looking at all the options. My options pretty much, because it's non-aggressive. Only 1 of the cores came back 3+4. So they're saying, every option is available to you. You can do whatever you want, whichever way you want to. So currently, we're really looking close at like CyberKnife, which is SBRT. So they do a 3D model of it. And then based on the 3D model, they they attack it.
Very
What
good.
medical group do you have, Steve?
So I'm using, they're over on Brookhurst. It's one of the Memorial Care.
Right, I've been in there.
So I'm right now I'm using for a urologist, Dr. Bowie.
Oh, no, he's mine.
Okay. Yeah, so he was just being abundantly cautious, and then sent me over to the radiation specialist over by off of Slater, or Talbot and Brookhurst in their other center. We're looking at all the options. I'm looking at recovery rates, and that's kind of why SBRT looks to be the direction we're going to go.
Okay.
Taking it out to really long recovery, I don't want to go through that. 44 sessions is, again, super long. Don't really want to go through that. Seeds, don't really want to go through that. So I just kind of narrow it down to SBRT, CyberKnife. 5 and done. My background's a little different. I do triathlons, and I've got 3 full Ironmans under my belt. Signed up for a 4th at the end of the year. So going on a lot of estrogens and all the Lupron and all that stuff for my lifestyle and stuff, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I saw your pictures on Facebook.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm 3-time Ironman.
Wow.
Signed up for a 4th. That is a huge amount of effort to do those.
Yeah, I was going to do that myself, but I thought it was too much work.
It's a lot of work. I mean, you dedicate your life, 6 months of your life to it.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing. And someone told me that it was, the being out of shape and not exercising could lead to the prostate cancer. When I hear of people in shape like you getting it, it makes me think, well, maybe that's not true. I don't know.
Well, but then again, you kind of look at it maybe as, I mean, I'm pounding my prostate, 150, 200 miles a week on the bicycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something.
So I don't know, but we're still in shock.
Well, we'll all be praying for you, Steve.
Thank you.
Did you have any symptoms?
Nah, no symptoms at all. I don't have any symptoms of any kind. None.
See, that's what's freaky, is that some people have all the symptoms in the world, and other people like you, super healthy, out there running, Ironman and everything, and no symptoms.
I mean,
and yet still have cancer.
I mean, I'm 63, so urinary slowdown. I mean, that's just a normal age.
Mm-hmm.
So, symptomatic, yes, but
That's
I'm
a symptom.
63.
That's a symptom. 63. Yeah, that's a symptom.
Yeah.
So I mean, age related. So is it age related, or is it, so I chalked it up to, age related.
It's the same thing I did. I had a low stream, or a lower than normal stream. And, I asked my doctor, and he goes, oh, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. I was 58, and he was like, yeah, it happens, So that was, like 5 months before I got my PSA levels that were, 193. So.
Yeah, and here the highest mine is just over 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's interesting. You read, people that have, like Steve here, a PSA of 5, and they got diagnosed, and then that's like people with a PSA of 8 or 9, and they're really either low G7 or G6, and so a PSA is not necessarily indicative a lot of times of whether you have cancer or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
I like the check engine light metaphor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the rate that PSA climbs, from what I understand, and then that just gets your attention. Then you got to look at other things.
Yeah. Well, that's what mine did. It just shot up.
Yeah.
So
I don't think
hoping
mine.
to get. So I'm hoping to get a good MRI. I'm hoping to get a CT PET. One of my things is, has it spread anywhere? And so what are we going to do to make sure that it hasn't, and what can we do to to check that out?
Exactly.
Yeah, I had a DRE at 52, and then my doctor retired, and I was slow to find another one. So by the time I hit 55, I was already in trouble.
Mm.
But
Did the
they're
one at 52
on the-
find
on the
anything?
DREs in my early 50s.
Did you find anything at that first E? DRE?
Nope, or the second.
Yeah, mine neither, but my PSA started going up, and then I'm looking at my chart right here. It never went above 6. It was 5.78 was the highest I ever got. But it started, if you charted it, it started ramping up faster.
Yeah. So the DRE, the oncologist did that, but then again, he had a really good idea of where to go look, you know, and so he did find one small nodule.
Hmm.
So the other doctors couldn't find a thing. They just said, that's a little enlarged, but they've said that for the last 20 years.
Well, they can only feel half of it.
Yeah.
Well, you're in good hands, Steve, because Dr. Bowie is incredible.
Yeah, I like him. I like his approach. I did ask him for an MRI and a CT PET, and he said no. So that kind of bothered me a bit.
What was that again?
So I asked Dr. Bowie for an MRI and a CT PET scan,
Yeah.
and he said no on those last week.
That's
And
weird.
So I felt that was a little weird. So I was a little taken back by that. But I'm in charge of my own medical, so I will be getting those.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing that, you know, some of my friends, you know, went through like lung cancer and some other stuff, and it's like, you know, who's in charge of your medical conditions and your medical practice? You are.
My insurance company.
Yeah. So you know, but you are in charge of it.
Right.
Right.
You know, you don't have to do everything the doctors say, and you get to direct. But you know, it's you, and that's, you know, I grew up. My dad was a doctor, and he always said, "Who's in charge of, you know, your health care and everything?" And the answer is, you are.
That's a good way to look at it.
I guess I was lucky because I got diagnosed one day. They sent me in for an MRI that afternoon, and in the next 2 weeks, I had a CT scan, a PET scan, and another MRI, and that's then 2 weeks later, I find out, you know, from the biopsy that it's all, you know, it's what it was. You know, it was Gleason score 9, and my PSAs, like I said, started out at 193. So I just feel really lucky that, you know, they didn't even think about it. It wasn't even a question. They just go do this, get this done. We need to know all the information. And then 3 months later, I had my brain MRI for my spot on my brain, and to find out that it's all dissolved. So they seem to be really on top of things. And my doctor's really, really straightforward. He's really doesn't bullshit. I told him right up front, I said, look, I'm a no gut bullshit kind of guy. If I'm going to die tomorrow, I want to know, because I got to make today the best it can be. So he says, you know, I said, so what do I got to look at? Do I need 5 years? He goes, no. He says, I don't think that. He says, I can't tell you for sure. He said, but as long as things keep going the way they're going, which, you know, my body responded really well to the androgen blocking therapy. He says, you should be good, but you're probably going to be on this the rest of your life until it fails or something happens. So, and he told me right up front, he says, my objective is to keep you alive long enough till you die from something else.
Yeah. Dr. Bowie said if we did nothing at all, 13 years.
Wow.
That's weird. That's yeah. I don't think I could live life doing that. I have a buddy who was diagnosed, and it was just a gradual PSA climb. So they went ahead and did the biopsy on him, and he does have cancer, and but it's very, very small. So they're doing the watch and wait for right now.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, dude, I could never do that. I'm not built that way. It's like, you know, even now, if they could rip it out of me, I would gladly have them rip it out of me. Just the idea that it's in there drives me crazy. And he's fine, man. And there's guys on the Facebook page, you know, that they've been doing the watch and wait for 10, 15 years.
I couldn't either. That's why I had it taken out.
Yeah, I can't do watch and wait. But on the other hand, if we can do the radiation and kill it, I don't mind that it's there. And I've kind of gone round and round on that one. I deal with skin cancer all the time, so I've got skin cancer constantly. So maybe I come from a little different spot going, you know, I lived with that for the last 50 years.
Well, that could be. Man, but I feel you. I mean, when you said January 6th, that just took me right back, to finding out when I got my first diagnosis.
Yeah, we're new to it.
It is a rough time. Well, we're here for you. We'll be praying for you. And, if you need any of us, we're always available.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my email in the chat. If you ever, I mean, I'm happy to answer any questions and help out, or even just be a sounding board.
Yeah. So Mark, you missed my email somehow. It didn't go through to you. So let me give. Mine is the THE
Let me grab
underscore Nelson's NELSONS.
You know what? I talked over you and I didn't get that. So I got
That's okay. Let me see if I can. I'll see if I can put it in the chat.
The Nelson at what? I'm typing it right now. Actually.
_the Nelsons plural.
Okay.
You guys are tech,
At Yahoo.
Okay, I see it.
the Nelsons.
Okay, there we go. Cool. And I'll email all you guys my cell number too, since this is recorded and it's going out on YouTube. I'm not going to put my phone number. I put my email up there, and that's enough. I'm not giving everybody my my phone number on YouTube. But okay.
I usually cut that part out.
All right. And so I have been dreading this just because I'm not positive. But Chef, are you still with us?
I think so. I think I'm still here. Am I here?
Yep, I got you. I got you.
Okay.
Fantastic to have you here and being part of the lunch. And I had replied to your email, but I didn't get a response to my reply. But I'm hoping you're just here to hang out. You're not suffering from prostate cancer, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm here to support my friends.
Thank
So
God.
I was supporting my friend who's hanging with a group of people that needs some support too. So
He's suffering
I'm
from it
just,
indirectly through you.
yeah, well, I figure you'll end up going to lunch sometime. I'll get invited, and I know how he eats. So I like to eat.
It's like
For
I
those of
say,
you that haven't eaten with him, if you want to get with Taz, just say we're going to eat, and you'll be there.
I'm there. Well, I'm super glad that you don't have prostate cancer, man. Because I tell you, I even mentioned it to Kelly, and I was worrying about it. I didn't get a reply from the email. I'm hoping that's not his way of letting me know that that something, as Dr. Bowie would say, nefarious is going on. But
Wait, is it a new email or an old email or?
no, the email you sent me the other day, I replied to that one.
Okay, I just found that this morning.
Oh, no.
That tells you how good I am with. Yeah. Now that I'm not working, I'm kind of like allergic to email. Okay. And then I found it today, but I don't think I even read it. I was just looking for the info to get online because I was running late.
Oh.
Okay, no, I'm good, man. Just showing some support. I got so much other stuff going on, and I think you guys are all wonderful together, and you put great minds and great positive energy together. Good things come out of it. So that's all I'm here for.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Like I said,
Right
one of the finest human beings I've ever had the pleasure to know.
Oh, I don't know about that, but maybe best
and
dressed.
And he actually really is a chef too, guys.
Cool.
Amazing chef.
Yeah, well, kind of unemployed chef right now, but if you need a real cook, I'm available.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll I'm starting to feel like there's going to be a lunch next week because we got all the Huntington Beach guys, and we'll grab you and let you know, and then bring Brian down. So we'll have a nice chit chat.
Try to make it towards the end, and I may be there.
Okay, cool. You're going to come down and visit the girls again?
Planning on it after I get my COVID test, either today or tomorrow, Monday.
Okay. God, has it been 2 weeks already?
Hang on just a second. What's that?
Has it been 2 weeks already?
Yeah, I'm on 16, 17 days.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey, stop kicking Bandit, will you? You got to work on that green screen, buddy. You have just a head floating there for a second.
Jeez.
That's bizarre. All right. Well, we're looking at 12:53 right now, so we're going to try and keep this under an hour. I am going to go ahead and post it up on YouTube, and it'll probably, I don't know, within a couple hours. I got a few things to do around here, But gosh, I'm so glad that you guys came. It's not that we get tired of talking to each other, but it's just it's one thing to read the posts on the Facebook page. It's another thing to actually make the human connection and see you guys and hear your stories and be able to ask questions and everything. And so like we've talked on some of the videos that lately it just seems like there's so many end of life stories, you know, that are posted recently, and sometimes you just got to take a break. You know, it's like, you know, sometimes you can't even comment.
What?
You know, you just hit the little huggy heart emoji and, you know, go on to the next one.
I was talking to a lady this morning, and one of the things that I found out that I do is that going through the Facebook group, I find questions that I have about mine that I need to ask my doctor. So it helps me create a list, things that I didn't think about. I'm like, oh, I want to know that about mine. Like what kind of radiation do I have?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just radiation. That's what they told me. I know that I got the gold pieces put in my prostate, and that they were aiming it at that. So I'm guessing it's probably the IMRT, but I don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
So on the 11th, I'm going to ask him. Somebody asked me the question this morning. She says, "Is yours castrate resistant?" And I said, "I don't know. I'll have to ask." You know. So it's just there's more to that board to that group than just. You can tell how old I am calling it a board. There's more to that group than just, you know, I mean, and yes, we're there for everybody. And I try to comment whenever I can to give somebody a bit of hope, because I feel like I'm definitely an anomaly. My doctor seems to be unbelievably happy and surprised at how good everything's going. So, you know, I'm digging it, and it's nice to be there for other people, and just them to give you things that you need to figure out for yourself too.
I'll kind of reiterate what Steve was talking about is you really have to be your own healthcare advocate, because you know, you talk to a surgeon and it's like, well, there'll be a few side effects. It's like, you know, it's like, well, years ago I had hernia surgery, and it's like, well, there might be some pain. It's like, well, let me tell you about pain. You know, so you know, redefine that. So, you know, having you guys there and having real world experiences has really been a real benefit to me. So I want to thank all you guys, and you guys introduced me to the Facebook page, and it's nice to see real comments from you know, people who've gone through this, and you know, not just get the one-sided opinions from the doctors. So thank you.
Yeah, that's like when I first started doing it, I was jokingly, you know, telling my wife, hey, you know what, I should make some stand-up out of this. Because for 20 years I did a morning radio show and I did stand-up comedy at night. And, you know, for me, that's my coping mechanism, is that I'll take a really bad situation and make a joke out of it, which, you know, a lot of people don't get, but for me, that's how I cope with it. So hence, you know, my prostate's trying to kill me. And then once I got rolling and I started meeting these other guys, that, you know what, man, I'm totally benefiting from this for exactly the reasons that you're talking about, Lee. If you're just talking to your wife or talking to, you know, your buddies from work or whatever, they have no clue what you're talking about. You know, they can shake their head and go, oh, that sucks, honey. But, you know, to talk to somebody else and say, hey, did you get the nuclear pine cone? You know, do you have the lightning bolt shooting through your ass? You know, all the things that, you know, these unbelievable hot flashes that you get and stuff, that, you know, things that we can talk about with each other. You know, we've talked about everything from erectile dysfunction to the shape of our poop to, you know, all this stuff. And you wouldn't get that if we didn't have the ability to, you know, have the Zoom and talk to each other. So I'm digging the technology here. It's really making life good for me.
And I was really, really depressed at one point before I found the Facebook group. And my wife said, you need to get help. You need to go do one of those support group things. I'm picturing myself at the community center, sitting in a circle of folding chairs, eating donuts. And I'm like, I can't do that. There's no way. I'm not doing it. And then I found that Facebook group. And that was exactly what I needed. And there's like 15,000 people worldwide who have someone in there has the answer to your question.
Yeah.
You mean you didn't want to be the guy who sat down and said, "Hi, I'm Brian. I have prostate cancer."
Hi, Brian.
I just didn't know what the activities would be like on the breaks. You know, I'm like,
Not show and tell, whatever it is.
right.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got about 2 minutes or so left. So how about if we all just stare at Tom and see if he'll say something?
What's the question?
Say something.
Well,
You got it, bro.
it's raining outside and about it. Cloudy day. I don't know what's for dinner.
Whatever it is, send pictures because you make some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's trying to copy some of that stuff you make.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to my friend last night about the almond, the almond crust that you made, because she was talking about making some turkey pot pies because she just got a whole turkey, and she was talking about the crustless, and I was like, oh well, maybe we could do this with this crust, and keep low carb.
Yeah, it's a part of the keto. So it was a keto quiche because Kathy, she's on keto right now, trying to lose.
Nice.
Cool. I just got a bunch of keto recipe books and they're all on email, so I'll send them all to you guys. Anybody wants them.
Yeah, this is my second time around on that, so I got a stack about that high of recipes.
Cool.
But yeah, lots of good stuff out there. All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you so much for being here today for our first Prostate Cancer Warriors virtual lunch. I think it was a raging success. Indio, I'm so glad you're able to join us. I know it's different for you and time-wise.
Yeah, and grandbaby.
That's what I figured when the camera went out for a minute. I figured you were probably doing babysitter duties. That's fantastic. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. Like I said, this will be posted up to YouTube a little bit later. And for everybody that's watching, if you want to join us on the next one, I'll be sending out invitations. And, we got room for plenty on here. So, gosh, I'm jazzed. This turned out really well. So I hope you guys all have an awesome weekend. And we'll see if we can do this every week, get together and just kind of chat. The Cancer Crew and I, we'd have a text chain going. So we talk to each other all the time, sometimes in the middle of the night, when everybody's having a bad day or we want to share jokes or that kind of stuff. So, I'll send out my cell phone number to you guys in the email, and feel free to contact me anytime you want to, or, if any of the other guys want to offer up their info, you can contact them as well. But thank you so much.
Lee, let me make sure we get the exchange number.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and add you guys, all the new guys. I'll add you to our email list for the Cancer Crew. That way you're all on there. So thank you again so much for being here.
Thanks for doing it, Mark.
Hey, prayers for all of you.
Yeah, brother.
Jeff,
Yeah.
I'm sorry
Thank you.
we couldn't see you. We stared at your phone handle the whole time.
Hey, didn't Chef join you on a YouTube?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I'm trying to think. I think that was the day he ran over to my place and picked
French
up.
dip.
I'm on a Zoom call.
Stop hurting that dog, would you?
Right?
All right, guys. God, I hate to let y'all go, but love y'all. Praying for all of you, and we're all going to beat this.
Same here.
Amen. Amen.
Bye,
all.
guys.
Keep finding the humor.
Got it. Take care.
All right.
That's not-
Bye.